All right, guys, let's look at this little half sheet with these 3 examples, okay? Let's look at example 1 first. Now notice this angle that we're given here and this angle, if we had to name these, they would be same side exterior angles. But if we look at that foldable we just completed, we don't have a theorem that tells us the relationship between same side exterior angles. So we're going to have to do a little bit of work here. Okay, now I know that this angle here is corresponding with this angle here. So these two shaded in green, so I could do these green ones are corresponding angles. Okay, and if we look at that foldable, it tells us that corresponding angles are congruent. Okay, meaning they have the same measure. So if this top one up here is green, is 2A, then this one down here in green also has to be 2A. Okay, now I can look at this and I can say, okay, I can deal with these two. These are a linear pair. Okay, now you need to ask yourself, what do we know about all linear pairs? Okay, linear pairs are supplementary, meaning they add up to 180. So I can write an algebra problem, 2A plus 54 has to equal 180. Subtract 54 from both sides. I get 126 equals 2A. Divide both sides by 2. I get A has to be 63. All right, let's look at example 2 now. We have 2 variables we need to solve for. We have X and Z. So I'm going to look at this first. And notice this angle and this angle, so the 2 highlighted in green, these are alternate exterior angles. Okay, and if you look at your foldable we just did, we know the alternate exterior angles are congruent. Okay, so because we know that, that means they have the same measure, so I can set it up as Z plus 25 equals 105. Now it's just algebra, so minus 25 minus 25, so Z has to equal 80. All right, now that I know Z equals 80, if I plug it in, 80 plus 25, that means this is 105 degrees. Okay, let me erase this here. Okay, now if I look at this angle and this angle, I notice that these are a linear pair. So they're a linear pair. And we should know by now that all linear pairs are supplementary. Okay, so I can add them up. I can say 3x minus 15. 3x minus 15, not plus 15. So 3x minus 15 plus 105 equals 180. Okay, so minus 105. 3x minus 15 equals 75 plus 15. I get 3x equals 90. If I divide both sides by 3, I get x has to equal 30. So there's our 2 variables. All right, guys, let's look at example 3 now. We see this angle is n plus 12 and this angle is 114. So you need to ask yourself, what kind of angles are these 2 highlighted angles? They are alternate exterior angles. Okay, and if you look at the alternate exterior angle theorem, it tells you that alternate exterior angles are congruent. Okay, so if they're congruent, that means they equal in measure. So n plus 12 equals 114. Subtract 12 on both sides. I get n equals 102. Okay, so that concludes this little half sheet. Go ahead and paste it in, and this will help you when it comes to doing your Big Ideas Math homework.